Hello and welcome to another episode of watching the Unskilled Commander. Welcome to 2.0, everybody. We gotten ourselves an upgrade. Couple steps forward, one or two steps back. We'll see how it goes. But as you can see, we've got ourselves the life total finally visible to you guys. No more using dice that you can't see, and you just gotta take my word for it. So that's cool. Also, as you already noticed, we have graphics. I can finally show you the cards as I play them, the important ones at least, so that you can read them and see what's actually being played instead of just listening to me and trying to remember yourself. So that's awesome. A brand new rigging, which allows me to use the camera I used to have for playing games online with my friends. That way it frees up the phone, which is now the life total. Downside is that because the rigging is now attached to the table, the camera shakes a little bit whenever I put too much pressure and like wiggle the table. So that's a little annoying from a visual perspective. I'm not thrilled with that. But right now I don't have the money to try and build some sort of like overarching rigging that the thing can hang on to and stuff. So like I said, a couple steps forward, a step or two back. But point is, overall, I'm pleased with the upgrade. Like I said, I can edit things now a little bit, and hopefully the overall episodes will appear a little better. I'm also going to try and take my time a little bit more, going over all the episodes that I stockpiled. When I first started doing this, I spent like 2 months, almost 3 months, just like back to back filming episodes and uploading them to YouTube. And since I couldn't edit them, I didn't really bother watching them and stuff. So I have to watch them before they go live to make sure there's not some giant game breaking, mistake or something, or the video cuts out or the sound cuts out. But unfortunately, I make so many stupid misplays throughout every game, and it's very upsetting to watch for me. So I need to try and dial that back and slow it down, which will make the episodes longer, and it's just going to be a whole thing. But I'm going to try. I also have some ideas for some new ways of showcasing the episodes to make them a little less uh, time consuming for you guys to watch if you want. So there's some things on the horizon. We'll see how it goes. So first off, let's go ahead and jump into this game. These are 4 new decks. Those 2 decks are definitely new. This one, I don't know if I played Insects. I think I played Insects in one of the Two-Headed Guest episodes with Dell, but it hasn't been part of an actual Unskilled Commander 4-player game. So we've got Insects, we've got Vehicles, we've got, I call that Ultimate Betrayal. I'll explain that why when it gets going. And then we've got the brand new Shieldred from uh, Phyrexia, All Will Be One. I won't bother explaining the commanders. I'll just wait until I'm actually playing them, and then that way I can spin up the image and you can see it. Let's see here. I actually forgot to roll for who goes first. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have to re-roll on a 5 or 6. So 2. There we go. Shieldred is going to go first. We're drawing for turn, and we are going to play Riveter's Overlook. It's a land, but when it comes in, you have to sacrifice it, and when you do, you can search your library for a basic swamp, mountain, or forest, put on the battlefield tapped, and you gain a life. So, let's go ahead and gain a life. Boom, look at that. We're going to go fetch a swamp. Comes on the battlefield tapped. Shuffle the library up real quick. And this is where I got to kind of be careful. I got to do it over here. At least on that side I can do it. Because if I slam it down the table, because it's a big long arm that's holding the camera like right about here, and so it magnifies any kind of tremors in the table, it magnifies it on the camera, so it's like a wobble. So I gotta try and limit that as much as possible. But we will go ahead and pass over to here. Insects, we're gonna draw for turn. And picking up cards is probably gonna wobble it and all kinds of stuff. I will play this mountain. I don't have any 1-drops, so I will pass. Over here, playing an island for turn, tapping that into a Soul Ring. And I do actually have it. I think I'm going to tap that for 2 to play Smuggler's Copter. We'll go ahead and spin that one on up so you can see it. It's a 3/3 flying vehicle. So right now it's just an artifact. It's not a vehicle because it's not been crewed yet. But whenever Smuggler's Copter attacks or blocks, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card, and it's got a crew of 1. But that is all we can do over here. I'm going to go ahead and pass. Untap. No upkeep triggers. Try not to shake the table. We will Crumbling Necropolis. Comes in tapped, but taps for blue, black, or red. All right, there's turn 1. We're going to pass. Let's go to turn 2. Untap, upkeep, draw. Playing a Swamp Return. I will, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and, even though it's a little, I hate doing it for such a small amount, but we're going to tap 2 to play Everflowing Chalice for 2, or for 1, rather. So it's just a, mana rock that taps for 1 now, but at least it's a little bit of ramp on this side. And we will go ahead and pass. Keep things light and breezy. Let's go. Come on. All right. Trying to think of the best way to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I don't really want to bounce anything back to my hand. So we'll play Mirrored Landscape. Comes in tapped. Because I have, the only other land I have is a bounce land, which I'm going to need to play some of these other cards. Not the best opening hand. Probably should have shuffled it away, but I saw 3 lands. I was like, okay, whatever. Pass turn. Now we're over here. We're going to play an island for turn. And we do actually have enough to cast the commander, so let's go ahead and do that. Tapping 1, 2, 3 to play Katsuma, the Animator. It is a flying 3/3. You can pay a blue and 2 others until end of turn. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes artifact creature and gains flying. If it's not a vehicle, it has base power and toughness 1/1, meaning I could actually animate this Soul Ring into a 1/1 creature if I wanted. But the nice thing is, it doesn't say anything about tapping, so you can, as long as you have the mana, you can just keep paying 3 mana to crew all of your vehicles without actually using creatures to do it. But also, an important part that we need to try and remember, at the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on each of up to 3 target non-creature artifacts. Now, obviously, at your upkeep, this is just going to be a normal creature. It's just going to be a thing. So it'll get a +1, so then when it becomes a creature, those +1s will be there. And so they don't fall off when it goes back to being just an artifact, which is great. Now, Katsumasa, whatever, has summoning sickness. However, crewing a vehicle does not count for that tapping, so I can tap to crew Smuggler's Copter and actually attack someone. I think we're going to go ahead and attack Shieldred because we do kind of know, first of all, they have the most life. And let's see here. 1, 2, 3. I love that. They're down to 38 now, but it's also because we know that's going to ding us when we start drawing cards when that's out. Now, whenever it attacks or blocks, you may draw a card, and if you do, discard a card. So I think I will draw a card and discard a land. Technically, I think in terms of proper order, I should have done that before damage. But, yeah, it's fine because it's just me. So, all right, we're going to pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. I will then play Geothermal Bog. Okay. Just taps for black or red. I do not have any 1-drops, unfortunately. It's going to take a little time to get this one going because this deck definitely does not have the proper land base, so everything's coming in tap and stuff as usual because lands are expensive, guys, and you know that if you play Magic. Good lands, anyway. Decent lands. We're going to pass turn over to here. Untap, upkeep, draw. Play a swamp, and we're just going to jump right in because we need to, right? Tapping for 4. Shieldred. Let's show that one on. A 4/5 Death Touch for 4 mana, which is, right off the bat, that's great. Especially since it's a commander. But beyond that, whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. Whenever an opponent draws a card, they lose 2 life. See, this deck, I love it. It's fun. I've playtested it on Moxfield. I actually played it just yesterday against some friends. And sure enough, what I kind of figured was happening. It's a fun concept, but it's probably never going to really win because you're making your opponents draw cards. So, because just having him out and trying to go off of your normal draw step, you're never going to hurt anybody enough. So the idea is that you want to get a bunch of cards that make your opponents draw constantly, so they get hit real fast. But they're going to draw into their answers and make you blow up children. So it's like it's really not going to last for more than a turn or two. It's not going to do as much damage as you want, etc. But it's still a fun concept. I'm going to keep it for a little while and keep playing it to see how it goes over the long run. All I can do, we're going to pass. And now here's where we got to start making sure we really take control of things. We're going to untap, upkeep. I'm going to draw, which will make me lose 2 life. Boom, boom. I will then, see, I do have 2 mana I should use for something. Unfortunately, I don't have the right colors, so I'm going to have to play Golgari Rock Farm, bouncing the mountain back to my hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, I got to discard anyway, which is upsetting. Probably want to keep that, keep that. Those are low numbers. Anything big? Yeah, as much as beautiful as that full art foil is, we're going to have to dump that because it's 5 mana. Probably not going to get to playing that anytime soon. Hard decisions, guys. I hate hard decisions. We're going to go ahead and pass. Untap, upkeep over here. We do have an upkeep trigger. In fact, let's put a dice on there and remember it. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 3 non-artifact creatures. So we'll definitely do that. I mean, I can put one onto Soul Ring. I suppose it's not a bad idea just to kind of have it there just in case. Uh, then I'm going to draw a card for turn, and I'm going to lose 2 life. Boom, boom. I'm going to play Seat of the Synod. It's an artifact land, just taps for blue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 mana I can play with. What do we want to do? Okay, yep, definitely. We're going to tap these 2 to play Mobilizer Mech. The flying 3/4, whenever Mobilizer Mech becomes crewed, up to 1 other target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Now, I do have enough mana to use the ability to crew that, which would auto-accrue this, but this can't attack because it would still have semi-sickness. So there's no real reason to worry about that. Right now, we want to get things on the battlefield, I think. So I will tap 1, 2, 3 with 1 floating to play Vedklin Engineer. And 1/1 that taps for 2 mana of any one color. That can only be used to cast artifact spells and activated abilities of artifacts. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and tap that to crew that. Swing it at you again, Children. On attack, I can discard. I can draw, but I have to discard if I do that. I don't know that. Well, I guess we will. Well, no, because now I think about it, drawing will ding us. And we have okay cards in a land, so we really don't want to discard right now. So we'll just let it go. Still going to be, now it's 3, but the 1+1/+1 kicks in because now it's a creature. So you are taking 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's funny, I was going to grab the dice, and it's like, no, we've had the life counter. Okay. Decent, no end step triggers, I believe, and we're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn, take 2 damage. Then we're going to play a swamp. Let's see, what's the best way to go here? I think we still need to get mana out. So we're going to tap 2 and play Talisman of Creativity. Taps for colorless, or I can tap it for blue or red, but it dings me for 1 damage if I do that. Well, let's see. I have a draw spell, Ponder, which I could play with Crumbling Necropolis, but that would draw me a card and I'd take damage. I still have a pretty good amount of cards in hand. Let's see. Next turn I will have enough. Well, I'll definitely have enough to play my commander, and then I can probably start doing stuff. It's going to be tricky, but we will see. Next turn. Untap, upkeep, draw for turn. I gain 2 life over here. I have no additional mana, which does So yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Tapping 1, 2, nice. 2 hours, lose just 2 hours. And another one that's 1, 2, 3, 4 up, but I use like the thing. Now already, I did get a land at least, but it does come in tapped. It's Mortuary Mire. When it enters the battlefield, you may put target creature card from your library on top of your library. Your graveyard on top of your library, but I don't have anything in there. So we'll play that tapped at least, and I still have 2 mana. Is there anything I can really play for 2? There is. I will tap 2 and suspend Profane Tutor for 2. Now what that means is, at the beginning of my upkeep, I take away suspend counter, or whatever you want to call it. I think it counts as this counter because someone could proliferate and raise that up to stop me from using it. But then whenever the last one's taken off, you can search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, and shuffle. So we went ahead, got a lot of our life back. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Let's pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw. We're going to take 2 damage, down to 36. Going to play that mountain again. All right, so we do have, yeah, we're going to need to start doing some stuff. Tapping Golgari Rot Farm to play Rampant Growth. Search your library for basic land card, put on the battlefield tapped. We need some green, so I'm going to put that forest right there. Go ahead and shuffle up real quick. Jump over here. Try and get some shuffling off that other table over there. Little end table thing. We still have 2 mana, but unfortunately it is not the colors we need. A lot of green in my hand right now, unfortunately. So we're going to go ahead and pass. Untap. All right, so we got our upkeep trigger. We're going to put a +1/+1 counter on up to 3 non-creature artifacts. Then we're going to draw for turn. We're going to take 2 damage. Going to play the island I just drew. And let's see what we can do. Now then, we want to keep this mana over here to do some crewing. So we technically only have 3 mana to play with. So, tapping 2 blue to play Renowned Weaponsmith. A 1/3. You can tap it for 2 colors, but you can only spend that to play artifact spells or activate abilities of artifacts. You can also pay 1 and tap it to search your library for a card named Heartpiercer Bow or Vial of Dragonfire. They are not in here, so we'll just ignore that. Alright, so now here comes some of the fun stuff, right? This deck is starting to do pretty well already. So we're going to tap a blue and 2 others to activate Katsumasa's ability, crewing Mobilizer Mech. Mobilizer Mech's ability says, when it becomes crewed, I can crew up to 1 other vehicle, crewing Smuggler's Copter. Now you notice the cool part is I didn't have to tap any creatures, so these guys can still attack as well. And these 2 are both flying, so unfortunately they're both going to have to go. We're declaring attackers. They're both going to go at Shieldred, and then I think, because, well, we don't want to leave ourselves open, and Shieldred would, of course, crack back. So we'll send Katsumasa over at, which one do we think? Probably, I don't know. Either one of these are viable options, so we'll just send it straight ahead at Ultimate Betrayal over here. I will not use the draw discard trigger off of that, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 damage in the air. That's huge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you are taking 3 commander damage. 1, 2, 3. I don't remember. There's a way to do commander damage in there, but maybe not on the 4-player model, so we're just going to go ahead and put this here to remember that we have commander damage. Okay. Impressive. Vehicles is actually doing really, really well this game. We're going to go ahead and pass. Over here, untap. Keep, draw, take 2 damage. Play a swamp for turn. So I have 4 mana. 5 mana, sorry. I think, well, I know, oh, get your commander out, get some blockers. That is true. Well, I guess we should just do that. Alright, so black, red, blue, and one other. To play Zevlor, Ilturiel Exile. It is a 4/2 with haste, which is pretty cool, so it can attack now, actually. But you can pay 2 and tap it, and when you cast the next instant or sorcery spell that only targets, the word only is not on the card, even though it's supposed to be, so we need to be aware of that. It only targets a single opponent or a single permanent an opponent controls. You can continue reading it, but basically what it means is it just copies it. So if I tap him, pay 2 and tap him, and then cast any kind of sorcery or instant that targets a specific person or a specific permanent, does that for all of my opponents. But it just has to be a card that only attacks. And after talking with some friends, the only of that, because it sounds stupid to me, right? It's like only and single. It's the same damn thing. But what the differentiation is, if the card says, destroy target creature and destroy one target creature and one target artifact. That you can't. That doesn't work with this particular with his ability, because it's only targeting one thing in each instance, but the card itself is targeting multiple things. The card has to just say you're targeting one something. Either I'm dealing 5 damage to target player, or I'm taking control of target creature and opponent controls and giving it haste, that kind of thing. That replicates it. So we just need to be aware of that. But I think there shouldn't be any cards in here that do the double thing. And if there are, they're not meant to pair with him anyway, so it's fine. There are cards in here that target like everybody at once, so obviously I wouldn't even bother trying to duplicate it. Okay, but that's the explanation for what this deck is, because the deck is designed to steal everyone else's creatures and then smack them with their own creatures, and also make them discard a bunch of cards. We haven't gotten there yet, but it should be a fun deck if I could tweak it a little faster and better. But we're going to pass, because that's really all it can do. We're going to untap. We're going to go to our upkeep, so we will remove one of those counters, and we will draw, gaining 2 life, which we need. I will let them play the Seed Core. It taps for a colorless, and you can pay 1 mana of any color, or spend, or tap it for 1 mana of any color, but you could only cast Phyrexian creatures with that spell, so I could use that to cast him, but it's, from black, but otherwise it's really not a big deal. There's not meant to be a bunch of Phyrexian creatures in here anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Let's see what we can do with 6 mana. Hopefully something decent. Let's see. Well, it's kind of like a small step, but we're going to tap 1, 2, and a black to play Profane Insight, just this adventure portion. I draw a card and I lose a life. So I'm going to draw a card, gain 2, and then lose 1. I think I will then tap a black to just cast Falmar Knight, which is a 1/1 with Death Touch, so that's at least a good blocker on the ground. Unfortunately, those are flyers. And then that leaves me with 2 mana. Really can't do anything, unfortunately. So that is the sad. I mean, I do now have a ground blocker, so I think I will go ahead and swing Shield Rid at you. 4 Death Touch commander damage. You're doing pretty well. So what do you think? I mean, from that character's standpoint, you might almost want to let it go through. I mean, we can block with this little guy, and it's probably not a bad idea because he's not super useful. We can probably just, because this one, tap, add 2 mana of any one color, spend it only to cast artifacts. That's tap, well, I think maybe we'll block with this, because this would tap for 2 blue mana to play any artifact spells. This taps for 2 colorless to play artifacts. Almost the same thing in a mono blue deck, but, because artifacts are going to, be colorless anyway. But just in case, So we'll do that. Gets a creature gone. No other things to happen, right? No end steps. We took care of that. We did our thing. All right, we're going to pass. Untap. Upkeep. Draw a card. Lose 2 life. Now, you see, the sad thing is this would never last this long in a real game with my friends, and it's just not my style to put a ton of removal in my decks. I know, everyone will cry about that. Oh, you should have like 20 removal cards. It's like, that just bugs me. Because if you build commander decks nowadays the way everyone expects you to, there's nothing to do. It's like, okay, well, 30 some, almost 40 cards a land, 20 removal, 20 draw spells, 20 friggin', ramp and or mana rocks. You got like 10 cards left to do the actual theme of the deck. What the heck's the fun in that? Why bother? Oh, we don't need that many mana. If you've got the land, and it's like, yes, okay. And if you got the draw on the land, you could kind of get rid of, like, just have like the Soul Ring, cheapy, or Arcane Signet, so you only need like 2 or 3, mana rocks and all that. But still, it's like you're getting like 15 to 20 max cards that are the theme of the deck out of 100. That just makes no sense to me. But then again, that's why I always lose, because I'm not able to answer what people do. So I suppose that's, right there, I guess that's the answer to the problem. Let's see. I can play my commander, but no one's really worried about me. I kind of just want to, like, tap the mirrored landscape, destroy it and get 2 basic lands that share a type, because we really do need more green over here. Quite a bit. Like, most of the cards in my hand right now have green as a symbol, so we kind of need to get more on the battlefield to have more options. Okay, shuffle up. Still have 2 mana, unfortunately. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's do that. Let's tap a green and 1 other to play Tribute to the Wild. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact or enchantment. So, let's see. That means you have to sacrifice this. All right. You have to sacrifice this, which does hurt you quite a bit, actually, because you're low on mana. You get to choose, but, ooh, that's actually pretty good, actually, because you could either lose your really good things or you lose the Soul Ring, which gives you the good mana ramp. But you do gotta have this. So yeah, I guess you'll sacrifice the Soul Ring, because you don't have any enchantments over here. All right, that was actually a pretty solid play for insects. Even though we didn't have anything come into the battlefield, that does help us a little bit. So we're going to pass. And I'm pretty sure I didn't miss that. I hope I didn't miss that life loss. I won't know until I rewatch the episode, and then I'll be screaming at myself, but, well, let's see. So we untap, upkeep trigger. We're going to put a +1 and a +1. And then we're going to draw a card, taking 2 damage. Boom, boom. All right. Tomb of the Spirit Dragon. Add 1 to your mana pool, or you can pay 2 and tap it to you gain 1 life for each colorless creature you control. That could come in handy. And then I'm going to go ahead and tap 1, 2, 3, 4 to play Whirler Rogue. A 2/2. Whenever he enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying. So that's really good. More flying. And I can tap 2 untapped artifacts you control. Target creature can't be blocked. So that's kind of cool as well. Excuse me. Now then, let's go ahead and move to the beginning of combat. We're going to tap these 2 guys to crew Mobilizer Mech, which auto-crews Smuggler's Copter. Trying to keep this stuff organized where it makes sense. So these are tapped. This is Summoning Sickness. These two can also still attack. You made me blow up my soul ring, so I think I will send Ratsumasa over at you now. Well, then again, what have we learned, right? You want to keep up commander damage, so I guess we really should send it your way. And then send both of these big boys over at Children. Fortunately, Children's going to get smacked down for that. We don't have actual removal, and what's the alternative, guys? Player removal is removal, right? So, okay, we do have a trigger for attacking, so I think I will do it. I will draw, and then discard this island. And then we will move to damage. This is you're going to get, because this is flying, and you do not have flying, so we're up to 6 commander damage there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not good. Well, not good for children, anyway. But that is everything over here. Yeah, vehicles is actually surprising me this game. I mean, this one particular game. It's not like it's suddenly a magic deck or something. But, sorry, I had to do something on the laptop there. I hate it when little pop-ups come up and it's like, oh, hey, this thing. I'm like, I'm trying to do something, guys. Well, that's everything here. No end step triggers. We did everything. We're going to pass. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Draw for turn. Take 2 damage. Do I have any lands? Fortunately, I do not. I don't have enough to play that, but we're going to play this. 1, 2, 3, 4. For Unnerve, each opponent discards 2 cards. That's pretty solid. So over here, it's going to be tricky. I don't want to take too much time figuring out what to get rid of. So I think we want to keep these 2. Probably keep that, I guess. So wait a second. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6, so I have to stop at 4. Fine. We'll just toss those 2. Well, it's an instant that gives my creature indestructible, and it makes a little 1/1. So that's probably something I should keep. In a real game, that would be a keeper because someone's going to target children. These guys clearly aren't right now, so there's the discard there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, well, big creatures, big, yeah. Fortunately, there we go. Darn it. All right, so that's there. You only have 1, so that has to get discarded. And we're back over here. Okay. Let's see. That's commander damage. It would be nice if it was a 6/6 something, but we have 4/2 with haste. But unfortunately, we really can't attack anybody. The only person we can get through on is Insect, and we don't really need to. We need to keep up some blockers, I think. So we'll pass. Untap, upkeep. This goes away, so now we cast Profane Tutor and search our library for a card and put that card into the hand. Well, right there as I look at it, we're going to go ahead and get Sanguine Bond. Because that's a good one for this deck, and it will probably give us a slight help if we come back around. I mean, we're getting hit pretty hard. Unfortunately, we cannot instant speed that out before our draw step. But we put that into our hand, and then we draw for turn, gain 2 life. 1, 2. I do have a land. I will play said land. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, yeah, it's not really going to hurt him as much as it seems like it would. So I guess we'll just play Sanguine Bond that we got. So, tapping 5 mana. Sanguine Bond, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Unfortunately, with only 1 mana, I do not have any kind of spells I can draw a card or gain some life. We can, again, swing in. I think it kind of have to. We're going to swing 3, 4 into you with Death Touch. You're at 34. You might take it at this point. But you do have those little guys, and you have the mana. So you maybe, I think at this point, still played it safe. Chump block there. And just leave yourself the ability to keep swinging back hard over here. Because it's only 4 commander damage, but, you know, we don't know what this deck can... He doesn't know what this deck can do, so it could be, you know, best to not open yourself up to it. Sorry, my throat's getting... Well, that definitely probably shook the table. Sorry. Throat's getting dry. All right, so that's all we can do here. We're going to pass turn. Untap, upkeep, draw, take 2 damage. Not getting any lands. I mean, we did ramp, of course, so that's good. Oops. Yeah, I guess we should. I guess we'll go red, green, well, green, black, red, and one other 2 cast. Zera, the Golden Sting. A flying hasty 3/3, which right there, pretty good for 4 color for 4 mana. But whenever the Golden Sting attacks, put an egg counter on another target creature that doesn't already have an egg counter. When that creature dies, if it had an egg counter on it, I draw a card and create a 1/1 black in a target insect creature token. So she's kind of like a xenomorph. She's just, fancy little dress. She's walking around implanting eggs into everybody's stomachs, and then whenever they die in the hatches, we get a new follower. I do still have 2 mana, so I will tap 1 green to play Bond Beetle. When Bond Beetle enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 on target creature. She is now a 4/4 with flying and haste. Not bad. Darn it. Sorry, it just bugs me if I keep clearing my throat and coughing and stuff. Trying to keep these professional, dang it. I can swing in on pretty much everybody. The flying's gone over here, and they don't have flying. But I don't think Insects really wants to. I think Insects at this point should kind of just bide its time and see if maybe it can swoop in for a win at the end. We'll let them all duke it out their own way. So we're going to go ahead and pass. We're going to untap over here. Upkeep trigger. We're going to put counters on that. And we will put a little counter on one of these little flyers. Because they are artifact Thopters. Let's see. Oh, draw a card for turn, because I don't have anything in hand. Lose 2 life. Play Ruins of Oran Reef. Comes in tapped. The land I just drew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Well, I don't have anything to play it, but the important part is that we can activate the ability to crew, which auto accrues. So there we go. These guys are ready to go. As the usual. We now cannot go over there because of this, but then we want to keep as we were anyway. So, flying over there for commander damage. Flying's over there for maximum damage. And keep these guys back here. Definitely keep the flyers to block against that insect. Alright, so up to 9 commander damage here, and losing 3 here. 1, 2, 3. Let's see what we got here. This is 6, 10, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ouch. It's not looking too good for you old children, eh? Big bad Phyrexian can't seem to do nothing. Sad. Just sad. But that's it. No end step triggers, I believe, so we're going to go ahead and pass. And basically, Children's dead on vehicles next turn, so there's no, unless you can pull something crazy off. We're going to untap, upkeep, draw, lose 2 life. I will play the Bloodfell Cave that I just drew. Unfortunately, it comes in tap. I do gain a life off of it. Up to 21. Still only have 4 mana. And it's either little things or big things. We'll just do 1, 2, and 3 to play Ashnod Altar. It's not going to do anything. The idea is, with his ability, steal opponents, steal creatures, and then sacrifice them all to Ashnod's altar or one of the other altars to make mana, and then cast a couple other things, stuff like that. But can't do that right now. And that seems to be a problem that happened in the game I played last night with this deck as well. I guess I need to work on card draw because I'm not getting any of the or reevaluate how many I have because I'm not getting any of the steal effects. I have some really big cards that are like 7 mana and they steal from everybody all at once, so obviously I wouldn't use his ability with it. And those are great, but that tends to be the only ones I'm getting because I have this Insurrection. It's 8 mana, but it untaps all creatures and I gain control of them until end of turn. Great, especially if you got somebody with a token deck or something. You steal everything and then swing out and KO one person or something. But I don't have the mana, and yeah, I need the little ones before that. So we're gonna pass, unfortunately. Untap upkeep over here. No upkeep triggers. I'm going to draw a card. I'm going to gain 2 life. Because I gain 2 life, target opponent is going to lose 2 life. Boom, boom. Going to play a land for turn. And let's see. Well, hang on, actually. Let's play our magic right. Let's play 1, 2, 3. Play Retreat to Hagra. It's a landfall thing. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, choose one. Target creature gets +1/+0 and gain death touch until end turn, or each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Now I will play my swamp for turn. Each opponent is going to lose a life, so bang, bang, bang. I gain a life, boom, I gained a life, you're going to lose a life, bang. Okay. Maximize that damage, folks. And then I guess, it doesn't matter, we're not surviving, but 1, 2, 3, Phyrexian Rager. Woo! Whenever Phyrexian Rager enters the battlefield, you draw a card and you lose life. So I'm going to draw a card, I'm going to gain 2, you're going to lose 2, and then I'm going to lose 1. Let's see, only 1 land. Okay, nothing I can do. Very unfortunate. I really needed a bunch of spells that would let me draw cards fast, especially with Sanguine Bond out. Could have, at least gotten them down into the teens or something, but nope, doesn't look like we're going to survive. Uh, once more, we could swing Shieldred, and the little Death Touch Unite even over there just to, whittle away their creatures, but they don't need them, really. And it's one of those situations where if you do that, you're really just helping these 2 players to have a chance to win. You're not going to survive. So it's like, do you bother? But not swinging them isn't going to help you survive either. So I guess we move to combat. We swing both Death Touchies over at you. You're going to let the 1/1 go through because who cares, right? And then Shieldred, and it just, with your life total, you almost, those are going to go up. It's guaranteed KO. So I'd let them both go through. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, okay, we got 4 commander damage from you, but it's not going to matter, right? And, Shieldred sighs heavily and passes turn. We're going to untap, upkeep, draw, lose 2 life. Yeah, it's funny. Insects is the only one doing decent because it just kept its head down and stayed out of the way. We're going to play Cinder Glade. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or more basics. I do, so that's nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Let's see. What is our best bet? Yeah, let's go with that, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4 to mutate Migratory Greathorn on top so that it has the mutate cost is actually only 3. Gotta be aware of that. So it's a 3/4, and whenever this creature mutates, search the library for basic land card, put on the battlefield tapped, shuffle library. At this point, we'll go ahead and toss out. We don't actually have any basic swamps, so let's go find one of them, shall we? Oh, yes, let's shall. Assuming I friggin' have one. No, that's not basic. I should have some basic. Wow, okay. Always in the second half, right, guys? Is black in this deck, right? I thought it was. Wow, do I not have any basic swamps in here? Well, that's upsetting. I don't. All right, so just a mountain, I guess. Because I have a bunch of like lands that do black in the second half. Like it's like, oh, taps for green and black, or red and black. Probably should evaluate the pips on these to make sure. I mean, it hasn't been an issue. Like I said, it was always the green we were short. So that's a little bit of mana ramp for next turn. And then go ahead and tap 1, 2, 3 for Brawl Stinger, a 2/2 with Death Touch. Death Touch is always good to deter people from attacking you. All right, so these two can attack. Do we want to? Children's going to be killed by them, no problems. Those are 20 and 21. We probably do want to start because I think my perspective is it depends on your play style, but I think with me, if you're going to kill somebody for sure, your next target, well, I guess your next target is the lowest health, but I always like to go after the highest health because higher health means they have more time to answer you. You know what I mean? I would probably start swinging these guys over here to knock you down so that there was an easier way to kill both. Um, and so to that end, I would go ahead and swing a 4/4 flying commander at you. You do have flying blockers, but when it attacks, it puts a egg counter, which I really don't have. I need to figure out something to use for egg counters. Hang on. We will use these little planeswalker thingies. There's an egg counter. But I will block with a 1/1, just chump block that out of the way. And there we go. Now we just kind of like drew their attention for sure, even if they weren't going to. So probably a dumb move, I guess. I don't know. But that's it. We're going to pass. We're going to untap over here. Untap triggers. Boom, boom. Draw the final card that's going to hurt us for turn. Take 2. 1, 2, 3 for Commander Sphere. Yes, I was about to say, let's get rid of that Commander Sphere and get some more options, but let's kill him first, shall we? We're going to move to combat. Going to pay 3 to crew, which auto crews. Going to swing. We got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Plus 4 is 15. You're at 14. Sorry, man. Baboosh. Dead. And sorry, I should have declared all attackers first, but yes, this would go over there, of course. So 10, 11, 12. And 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. We still have these guys up for blocking. And now that we don't have to worry about it, we're going to go ahead and sacrifice Command Sphere to draw a card. And it's not a land or anything, so there we go. But yeah, this is shaping up. I don't know. We're at 19 life, but he's still got a lot of power, and that's just going to keep going up, right? I mean, am I misplaying that? At the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 3 target non-creature artifacts. So that's vehicles, and heck, we could even start putting them on Seat of Synod if we wanted, because it's artifact land. I mean, I'm not going to. Oh, that means this goes up too, because that was the little Thopter guy. So yeah, awesome. All right, so it's all we got there. We don't need this marker anymore, so we're going to pass. Untap, upkeep, draw. Interesting, but should we go for something else? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We only have 5. And unfortunately, right. Well, I mean, that would slow him down a little bit. And yeah, ooh, can we though? Do we have the right colors? Oh shoot, we do not. That's all right. See? All right. Well, then we're gonna have to do this. We are going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4 to play Siphon Mine. Each other player, discards a card, and I draw a card for each card discarded this way. You have to discard that, so I draw a card. Sweet, it's a land, I need that. And you have to oh, you're dead. You have to discard it. There. I'll discard that, Dirge Bat, and then they draw a card over there. Okay, I drew 2 lands, which I do need lands, so that's not bad. I will play the Dimir Aqueduct, bouncing the swamp back to my hand. And let's see. You're not. Yeah, it's 4/2. So even if I swung, you'd block and kill it. So really kind of that's Death Touch and big. Yeah, we're kind of screwed over here for this boy, unfortunately. I keep coming over here thinking this is a player. Nope, not anymore. So we're gonna have to pass. All right, insects, can you pull out some sort of really crappy last minute win? Untap, upkeep, draw. We're gonna Bajuka Bog. When it enters the battlefield, exile all cards from target player's graveyard. It comes in tapped and it taps for a black. We'll get rid of yours because yours is a pretty big graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lean Crawler. A trampoline 6/6 at the end of your turn. Return to your hand all creature cards in your graveyard that were put into your graveyard from play this turn. That's pretty cool. So if I get stuff blown up, it just comes right back. That's pretty solid. So all right, we kind of need to start making some headway because we've attracted attention. I say we swing all 3 of these your way. So that is a flyer. You do have a flyer, but it does trigger, and we will go ahead and put one of them egg counters on your commander. So we've got a 3/4, a 4/4 in the air, and a 2/2 with Death Touch. You only have these 2 blockers. So I say you sacrifice that to stop the commander damage, and you toss this in front of the big guy. Well, I don't know. I mean, we could just flat out destroy the Death Touch and take 3 instead, because otherwise they still have. I mean, I'd say that. I mean, you're gonna take more damage, of course, but he's get less creatures next turn. So we then get hit for 3. 1, 2, 3. I really hope I haven't messed anything up. So far, this game seems like it's gone pretty smoothly, and I haven't made any major misplays. So we're going to go ahead and we're here. We did that. We did the egg counter. We're going to pass. Untap. Upkeep. Upkeep trigger. These guys are getting gross as heck. We draw a card for turn. Sure, go ahead and tap 3 for Chief of the Foundry. Artifact creatures get +1/+1. That's even worse. Tap 3 to do the thing. Boom. And then, so, well, again, this is how, that's already 12. I say we do it. We're going to swing 3 more commander damage at you, putting you at 15. 1, 2, 3. And then look at this. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 damage coming at you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now I know what you're thinking. I could have flat out killed him. But I'm at 16. That would have been there's a big smash coming this way. Because he's got a 6/6 and a flyer. Can't stop the flyer anymore. I can only chump block the 6/6. So I'm still going to take, I think just now I can smack and start it, I have a chance to theoretically kill both at the same time or whatever. Actually, that probably wasn't the best idea. I don't know, but that's how I would do it. Pass turn. Untap, upkeep, because we do have some good cards over here. Untap, draw for turn. We're going to play a swamp. So now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I should be able to play some of these. Big 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, man, really? So what's the biggest boy? And the problem is, even if I play one of those creatures, those are no longer creatures anymore again. So, yeah, let's I don't know. Well, I do know. Yeah, so it's a lot of mana for nothing but one, two, three, four. Oh, wait, we gotta make sure we have the right colors this time. Yes. So two blue, and then one, two, three, four to play Confiscate. Enchantment Aurora, I now control target permanent. I am taking your commander. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't say untap or anything like that, so I can't swing with it. And I really can't swing with him. Oh, wait. Nope, I don't have enough mana to do his ability first like I should have, but so it doesn't matter. Because what I could have done, this is exact example. I pay two, tap him, cast that. I can take something from him and take something from him. But unfortunately, that's really all we got. So we're not worried about commander damage over there, at least, and we're going to go ahead and pass. There's nothing else I can do. All right, insects are actually becoming a bit of a threat now. Untap, upkeep, draw. We're top decking. Golgari Guildgate. So unfortunately, it's just a land right when we need some more creatures. But all right, so now we're at 12. We got to be careful because we kind of have to not swing for commander because we need a flying block. He's definitely got 12 or more damage. We know that for a fact. He has 17. It's going to go up. He can kill either one of us with one shot with these two. You know what I mean? He can kill one of us with these two creatures alone. So now it's kind of like a, well, who's going to win? One of these guys? You know, it's. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of how we got to go. We're going to move to combat. I'm going to swing these two and at you. So it's 6/6 and a 3/4. So 9 damage. It is trample, so I can block the 3/4. This gets destroyed. I just take 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that way, again, um, well, it was the same amount of, yeah, it really wouldn't have. I would have taken more damage if I did the other way, so that's good. Okay, there's that, and then we pass. Although, haha, that's right. Untap. Now he has no way to crew these guys. I forgot about that. So unkeep, untap, draw. Ooh, it's a land. He actually can't do anything. There's no abilities that allow him to crew them. Now that the creatures do, I shouldn't have. I mean, I could. Yeah, that was dumb. That was real dumb. I should have taken the full damage and left something to crew this because that would have been 9 damage, but still wouldn't have been enough to kill him anyway on the crackback. So, and then I passed turn, and then he would kill me. So it's we're gonna die no matter what, and yeah, that sucks. I pass. Right, I'm trying not to go too fast at the end here, but I think that's right. I don't believe I did anything wrong. I'm sure there's probably something I missed, but I'm gonna play a land for turn. Um, okay, now I can do that. Well, I guess we should do that. Yeah, why not, right? Um, make sure we have the right colors. So we need 3. Oh, I don't have enough, do I? How do I not have enough? 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do. Okay, good, good, good. So yeah, insurrection, suckers. I gain control of all creatures. Untap them. They gain haste until the end of turn. You guys are wide open now. Well, he doesn't have any creatures to steal right now, unfortunately, but so there you go. All right, so we gotta think about this though. Okay, all right, 4 and 6, boom. These two are gonna go at you, no problem, and then everything else goes over there. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh man, so close. And then he gets them back. I'm at 14. I think he might pull it off. So we're gonna move to combat, do the thing. Um, and this is just till end of turn, right? So we're swinging these guys over here. So 6, 7, 9, 10. You're dead. Boom, boom. Kabosh, dead. Now we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Wow, amazing. Um, so when you die, you get that back. This goes to the graveyard. And then at the end of my turn, these all go back to you, and they're going to untap. So we'll just do it that way. Pass turn. I'm getting excited because it's the end, but I'm hoping I'm not missing something because I'm going fast. Untap, upkeep, draw. Oh, it's another land. Play it, comes in tapped. Yeah, well, swinging out would not be a good idea, right? Ooh, wait a second, wait a second. No, I don't know how that works. Shoot. Because, see, I did miss something. Damn it. 2 creatures did die that had egg counters on them. So I know I should have one from the one creature because I think that was a block. This died simply because you died. I don't know that that really counts. It didn't go to the graveyard. The controller died and it just went off the battlefield. So I don't believe I get one off of him. But I did miss one off of that earlier card dying. Because I think I used it as a block or something like that. So, so I should have him. And that means, true, I believe that insect would have been on his side, swinging in at me, but still only leave me at 1 health. So this still could be either game here. Yeah, I think we move to combat and we swing these 2 at you. They're both, well, trample and flyer. So 10 damage, putting you down to 4. Right? I don't think I missed anything else. Yeah. Annoyed that I missed that little egg counter thing, but it wasn't a huge deal. It just makes little 1/1s. So, and I know I only had 2. I may have missed putting a counter on something with an extra attack from her. And technically, I guess when I attacked using her over there, something would have gotten one, but there was no other creatures to give it to. Put an egg counter on another target creature without an egg. It doesn't say opponent, so I could have put it all on my own. I guess for the sake of trying to be accurate, we'll put it on the insect. Well, no, that's not because then it was just, oh yeah, it was just, no, yes. Because we're not going to kill the freaking giant thing, so we'll put it there, right? We would have done that when we had control of everything. Went to attack, put it on the 6/6, swung out, did all the damage, killed you, put you down to 1. Pass the turn, we come back, we smack back for 10. No end step triggers. Go ahead and pass turn. So let's see what we can do. I don't know. And now I'm kicking myself because I realized what I should have done. It's so blatant. It's so obvious. I should have sacrificed every single one of those creatures to Ashnod's altar. I wouldn't have taken the damage. That was so stupid. So stupid, but I didn't do it. I mean, I could walk it back, I suppose. And technically, I could have actually cast stuff with it too, because I have a couple colorless spells. I mean, hey, it's my show, right? I can do what I want, but that is really the smart thing. But I didn't. You know what? I did it. That's the whole point. I have to learn. I have to pay the hell attention, so I didn't do it. I suffer for it. There we go. So now I untap, I draw a card. I, of course, do not have any freaking cards that allow me to gain control. Oh, I do, actually. But it's not enough. So let's try and go slow. We're going to tap an island to play Ponder. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put them back in any order you may shuffle your library, draw a card. 2 lands and a steel card. Yeah, yeah, okay. So we'll put these back in any order, we'll draw the card, and this is what we're going to play. It's our only chance, guys, to make up for my stupidity. 2 reds and 1 other to play Besmirch. Don't you besmirch my good name. Until end of turn, gain control of target creature. It gains haste. Untap and goad that creature. So it will have to attack me next turn, but it would anyway. But it's the one with trample. So now we're going to move to combat, swing both of them. I think that might be game, because as long as 1 damage goes through, we win. 4-2. We're going to block the 4-2 with an insect, so that stops that. 3-4, 2 damage still gets through. Kaboosh, you're dead. Wow. Poorly played, but there we have it, folks. Some missteps at the end, as usual. I was getting, thinking things were going too smoothly, but hey, at least I think I caught them. I don't think I missed anything major. And the insect tokens were not super big. The not sacrificing everything to the altar was stupid, but still. There you go. All right, so this match, we have the winner of Zevlor on Ultimate Betrayal. So what do you think? We've got our new setup. I hope you guys like it. I hope you enjoy the upgrade. Tell your friends. Maybe give it the old subarino if you are new to the channel. Like, comment, all that stuff, because we're growing slowly. I mean, since the beginning of the year, I've gotten a new, 20 subscribers, so thank you all if you guys are coming back and watching. I know some of the subs are for the comedy skits I've been doing, which I will continue, of course, but I hope, I really hope that this upgrade will make it more enjoyable for you guys to watch these episodes, and you'll get more out of it, and we can grow the channel. But that's it. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you learned something. I hope you saw some cards you want to use in your decks. And I will see you guys next time.